Right, have you ever wondered how a Mercedes Vito electric sliding door works? If the answer's no, then probably stop watching and go somewhere else. Because that's exactly what this is about. So, needs a new door motor. Which is there, behind this quarter panel. Which, hopefully, if you're not working on a taxi, somebody didn't really inconveniently put some rather large metal brackets at the back of it for the spare wheel. And you can take the quarter panel all the way out a bit easier. I could, but there's enough room. So yeah, the motor sits down here and there's a load of bolts holding that in. And then basically the way it works is, that's obviously plugged in, there's 8 different wires on there, and the cables pop through the door here. Now this one, the motor cable broke. So there's the new unit. Bought the whole unit. You can get rebuild kits for these as well, with the 2 cables on it. And basically all that happens is the top cable runs down the top of the door here, round this pulley, and hooks onto this little ball on the bottom of the runner. And then the other one comes down the inside. You can see the end of it there. We cut it off so that we can open the door, and that hooks to a little ball the other side on this runner. The runner actually needs to be changed as well, because the runner's got the plastic balls worn out on the end there. So yeah, so you have to take this trim off. There is a Torx bit at the back here behind this headlight, and then you have to take 2 more out the front. The torch is really flickery. 2 more out the front. Then you can remove this plastic trim here. That pulls off with a clip. It's just clipped on in this back corner, so you can pull on that there, and that should release and come down out the way. This one obviously had a safety handle bolted to this bracket here, so I had to remove the safety handle, and then this piece of plastic that's there, that's just on 4 little clips. Pull that off. Then you've got a screw here on this panel. There is another screw at the back here as well, and then you can pop that panel off to get to it. So we've got to get this out and then feed those cables through. We are going to have to wait for a door runner as well, but we can make it work again, and then it will just have to have the door roller replaced at some point. The bolts are quite well hidden. There's one down there, one up there, another nut there. Then they've conveniently wedged one in right behind the speaker there, which you can just see, and then there's another one right down there as well. There's the old one down there. There it is out of its home. You do have to undo the 3 screws around the speaker, because the motor sort of hooks into the rear quarter panel, which is really convenient. So we can now get the new one, get the cables slotted through there, and get it bolted back in place. 2 dangly cables that have now got to go down the side of the door. It is back in, but we do have a red light on the dashboard for the left-hand door. So I think we're going to have to plug the computer in and get the fault codes cleared to see if it works. So it turns out you do need a scan tool to be able to do this, because you do have to go through this function. Once you've fitted the door, you have to close it, and then you have to activate the door to say that it's closed, and it'll initialize the door and set the motors and all the cables and everything's set, and that's it. It does exactly what it's supposed to do, which is simple. Still needs a runner, but we shall get one of those because that front runner is actually missing, but that should be easy enough to fix. Bob's your uncle. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.